Hello, today we're going to do the Hawkwind LP collection. I'm not a completist, and there are some of the issues, the releases will be, you'll see more than one copy. Sometimes they're different, very, very different issues, different releases, re-releases, different countries, and sometimes it's just slight variations with the release. Anyway, so here we go. The first Hawkwind album, self-titled, on the US UA label, and I have a second one. I don't remember the exact variation of that, but here's the rock file reissue of their first LP. I think this is a UK release, Liberty. And then the picture disc reissue. Here's the back cover. Looks like the original back cover, and they have a different picture than on the United Artists release for the picture disc. Anyway, so that's that one, and we're done with the first LP, and we move on to In Search of Space. And this one is an immaculate UK copy. So I've left it unfolded. This is in near pristine condition, with the sticker available on cassette, 8-track tape. And it folds open. It's called the gimmick cover. It folds open a couple times, and it has the picture log book in it still, which is not easy to get. And here's looks like a US release, and I had forgotten that I had put I had cut it down for space, but the long box CDs came in long boxes. I had stuck that in there for the In Search of Space release. I didn't know what happened, though. I just found it now looking for these things. And here's another United Artists US release, which they didn't come with the logbook, I don't believe. And this is I believe this is an Australian release. Anyway, no, I don't think it is. This is this doesn't open up. Let's see. It's UA. Oh, it has a different back cover. And this is another US release with a blue picture log book in it. I don't know if this actually came with this release or not, but it's in there. And I believe this is the Australian release, because it's got where it used to open up. And no, this is a US reissue, I think. Yeah, Australia. Sorry, I just saw it. An Australian release of In Search of Space on United Artists. And this looks like another US release. Don't see the booklet in there. And then we move on to Doremi Fossil Latido. And I think I have some slight variations, but for the most part, I have the US in the silver cover with the printed inner, and the one that's kind of a dull gray as opposed to silver. This one's still in the shrink wrap. So the cover's probably in really nice shape on that one. This is the one I mentioned, the other one. The others are silver, and this has more of a dull gray finish. here is another silver release. And I picked through these a few months ago and found slight label variations in the Doremi. Here is Hall the Mountain Grill. Looks like a US UA release. And another one. I don't think there's much variation, that much difference. And of course there's the space ritual, the infamous space ritual that folds out many times into a big giant poster. And let's see, these are on the cloud, the rainbow cloud label, whatever that is, United Artists. And I believe this space ritual release is on the standard UA label. Warrior on the Edge of Time. This is a US ATCO issue with, it's got the little single sheet with the, let's see, no, it's got the printed inner sleeve. Let me see, well, I used to have a copy with a separate sheet. This is a Canadian Warrior on the Edge of Time that folds out into a shield. Oh, this is the one with the sheet. That same information. This folds out into the Chaos Shield, as you can see, with the full cover art. Canada. Not the easiest one to get. And here's a Roadhawks. It's, I believe that's a gatefold. It opens up, but it's still on the shrink. And it has the original sticker, and it has the poster that came with it. So I've never opened it up because it's still on the shrink. But here is a US or Canadian, I believe it's a Canada issue, yep, Canada issue of Roadhawks, and it does not have a poster. Roadhawks, which is kind of a comp, is a comp. Astounding sounds, amazing music. I have both covers, where the covers are reversed. This is the front on this, and this is the front on this release for Astounding Sounds. I believe I only have one copy of Masters of the Universe, which is a comp, and there's something in it, so looks like the tour book, or a book that, I don't know, came with something. I don't believe it came with the album. Quark, Strangeness and Charm. I think I have a few copies of that. I don't believe that there's massive difference. One might be a British, one or two might be UK releases. And I believe one's a US release of Quark, Strangeness and Charm. Apparently one of their best charting albums. Not my very favorite, but it's still good. Okay, so now we move on to, I'm having to cut this into bits because there's so many of them. So we have the Hawk Lords LP where they change their name. This is a promo with the white promo, white label promo, and I believe, let's see. Is this the one with the book? Yeah, it's got a cut quarter. And I believe I have a UK release. That's probably it. UK Hawk Lords with the book. The book that comes with the album. And it has printed inners, as you can see. So that one's a nice It's a nice addition to the collection when I found that. And then here's we got a bunch of 45s coming up, or 12-inch singles. This is the Hawklords PXR5. I think it's the gray vinyl. Marble or gray, I can't even remember. Yeah, so it's a gray vinyl version of this. And then Hawklords Power promo, Power both sides. Plain jacket. Move on from Hawklords to PXR5. And let's see, I have two of those, and they're pretty darn similar on the Charisma. They do not have the sticker covering warning of the wiring. This is Rock Legends. I believe that's a Australian comp. And somebody had put a sticker on the cover over this little sleeve. It's that's funny. So I don't know why they did that, the poor old Dave Brock. But anyway, that little sleeve comes off. And then Charisma, Repeat Performance, another comp. It's probably the same issue as this. Yeah, it looks like the same as the Rock Legends, the Charisma comp of the Charisma years. Live 79, bronze release of Live, and then Levitation, which I believe I do have a blue vinyl release, and this other one might be a black vinyl release. Otherwise, I don't know why I have more than one. Yes, this is the black vinyl of Levitation. It's the bronze years, and the bronze years are over because we move into the Hawkwind Zoo on Flick Knife, Hurry on Sundown, 12-inch Jobby, and then Sonic Assassins EP, Hawkwind, what is this? Motorhead with Volume 10, 12-inch. And then this is when they moved on to RCA with Sonic Attack. Great album. Amazing. Let's see. And I have a slight label variations on this. Made in England. And Sonic Attack. And then I think this is the first of the Friends and Relations on Flick Knife, where it's kind of a comp of oddball live stuff, studio outtakes, other related bands, Friends and Relations. And this is the Spanish comp, just titled Hawkwind. And you'll probably notice a couple things. One, if you watch the whole video, I don't have the rarest of the rare. Some are hard, difficult, and the condition they're in, they're probably difficult, because I bought most of these new, and I've kept them, as you can see, I kept them in the polyvinyl sleeves to protect them, but I don't have the real hardcore rare stuff, the super massive, like the Sonic Attack single. This is Choose Your Mask. To me, it's always been a companion LP to Sonic Attack, the RCA. I love this album, it's really good. And then Church of Hawkwind, and this has the kind of grainy, textured printing on the orange there, and it also has the booklet that comes with it. Church of Hawkwind. Friends and Relations, Twice Upon a Time. This is the second Friends and Relation compilation that came out, with the Text of Festival Live I believe this is 2 LPs. And I think when it came out on CD, it was squished onto one CD and they left some parts of it out. There's so many reissues and reissues that I can't keep up with it. No. A 12-inch, just a regular 12-inch reissue of Silver Machine, probably early 80s. Zones. Let's see. This is a UK release of Zones. And then the picture disc release of Zones. This is Hawkwind, Do Not Panic. Double, I think it's an LP and a 45 RPM EP. It's a gatefold. I don't think that one's that rare. And this is Hawkwind Live at Stonehenge Free Festival. I believe is a bootleg record. Plank labels, I guess it is. Night of the Hawks EP came out early, mid-80s, I think 83 or 84. And then Independent Days 10-inch, Independent Days 10-inch. And I think that's the only Hawkwind 10-inch I have. Friends and Relations Volume 3. Now they were on a roll in the mid-80s with all these Friends and Relations comps. The Zarozinia 12-inch. If you looked at my video on the Hawkwind 7-inch, my 7-inch collection, you'll see a lot of these repeated in 7-inch form. Here's the Needle Gun 12-inch release with the Flick Knife Chronicles of the Black Sword. Great cover, love it, love the coloring. This is the purple Flick Knife release. And then this is when in the mid to late 80s, there was just a slew of these live and compilation things. You're going to see a whole lot of these live 70, 73. Ridicule. I think this was given to me by somebody because it was just crap. Kind of reissues of the same thing over and over again. And this Bring Me the Head of Yuri Gagarin. Welcome to the Future. Another one of those crappy comps or live releases. Utopia 1984, another one. This is on the Mausoleum label. Utopia 84. And this one is RCA Angels of Death. And I believe it's a German release of Angels of Death, which is a compilation of the RCA. I think that's the only country that came out. Not sure. Hawkwind, Independent Days, Volume 2. Well, Volume 1 could fit on a 10-inch. Volume 2, there was such a plethora of stuff that they had to move up to a 12-inch. Once again, I had to keep breaking this down. We're not even halfway through. But this is the live, double LP live Chronicles, and it's basically the Black Sword on GWR. The Black Sword live performance era. Another crappy 12-inch reissue, Silver Machine once again. This one with Magnu Angels of Death. Another compilation, the Collector's Series, the Hawkwind Collection. I believe that, yes, a double LP on made in Germany, whatever label it's on. Really don't care. 2-album set. Then they had Samurai had to come up with the Anthology Volume 1. And these, I think, were involved in Anthology Volume 2. I think these were issued and reissued over and over and over. There's some good stuff on there. Out and Intake. Another Flick Knife UK release. Kind of reminiscent of the coloring of the Black Sword album. I got cats running right here. British Tribal Music, another comp. This one's on Focus or something. I can't tell which label it is. Anyway, another garbage comp. Hawkwind, the official picture logbook. Which, let me see, it has this little sheet that comes with it. And this is interesting because it has the Black Sword picture disc. And they're kind of just out in intake, and they're just like black vinyl releases with the like a square album cover on them. Do Not Panic. And this is, I believe this is an interview. Interview disc that came with it. Part of this amazing compilation of picture disc issue albums. And I'm not sure if this one was supposed to have like a button that came with it or not. I don't remember. There's so many stuff like this. Assassins of Allah, which is a kind of bare bones bootleg release because this is the whole album cover. It kind of folds into the record cover, and it has limited edition 110 of 300. Ooh, wow. I'm real excited about that. And this has, let's see, stuff from Greasy Truckers and other eyeballs. And here's one. They came back strong after the Flick Knife years with the Xenon Codex. And this is probably the US release. Looks like the US release. And now they have barcodes. And this is the open out. This is the UK release on GWR, where it's very, very thin, very easy to mess up, but it's got like the cutout there. Traveler's Aid Trust, another double LP on Flick Knife with basically another Friends and Relations type of thing. Space Bandits they came back pretty strong with this after Xenon Codex, and this is a British release. And this crap limited edition early years on whatever color vinyl, limited to 1500, or it's on blue vinyl. Garbage. And of course Acid Days, which I believe is it's a box set on Receiver Records of I think it's the 3 LP volume 1, 2, and 3 History of Hawkwind 3 LP set. Alright, so we're getting close to the end of the proper Hawkwind 12-inch vinyl releases, and I'm going to move on to some oddballs that were released over the years, like comps they were included on, or early Hawkwind stuff. Anyway, and also after this will be all in the same video, solo releases by ex-members of Hawkwind. And this is the Golden Void. Pretty sure it is a bootleg comp. See that? The Golden Void live performance. The Cyberspace Conspiracy. Well, if I thought that other one was a bare bones, this is like a sticker kind of slapped on this plain white jacket, and with no label at all. I'd forgotten about that because it's not that I listened to the Cyberspace Conspiracy. Nottingham Rock City, 1990. This is a limited edition of 250. My number is 1, 2, looks like 1, 2, 3. I am so lucky. Uh, Hawkwind, Palace Springs, which I believe is alive, of like the 89, 90-ish era. Kind of a mixture of stuff. And then they come back with a bang after the GWR on, what label is this? On Castle, with Electric TP. Now, this Electric TP is double vinyl, and it's one of 5,000. So this isn't like one of those comps. This is actually a proper Hawkwind studio release. And approximate playing time 78 minutes. They moved to CD land, and that's when albums start going to close to 80 minutes each. But it's great. It's a great comeback. Decide Your Future EP. I got a few of those made in England. Nothing really spectacular about those. The Solstice remix. Nothing really spectacular about that. And then the Cork EP. If somebody who I think is watching this right now is out there, I do still have a few of the clear vinyl versions of this left. And I believe there's one black vinyl in here, which is the first one I got. The Undisclosed Files, which I believe was initially like an unofficial bootleg, no back cover art. The Business Trip Live, and this has the gimmick cover. It's a double LP. It opens up, opens up, opens up. Let's see if I can figure it out. And this is on the black vinyl, in case you're wondering, because I believe that might have come out. There might have been some pressings or mispressing on clear. This is in super ultra mint condition. Alien 4, another double LP. I believe that's a gatefold 2. And these are really, really nice condition. Since everything came out on CD, after a certain point, these vinyls really didn't get many spins, so they're probably in near new shape. 12-inch that came out with Alien 4 Area S4. And of course, Love in Space 12-inch. Double LP live. And that's kind of getting up there to the rare stuff. I'll open it up so you can see that, because I think we're almost done with the regular Hawkwind releases. I really haven't kept up on vinyl after this. So that's a open up gatefold, and it's on the emergency broadcast system label. So that's in really nice condition. Love in Space double LP. Okay, so now we're moving into the oddballs and odds and ends, and then we're going to get to the solo. This is the Silver Machine. It says it's marked as labels at promo. The 12-inch mix, Scourge of the Earth. This is heavy skull music with all these bands, including Hawkwind. Greasy Truckers Party, double LP, which includes a lot of different bands. Man, Brinsley Schwartz, Hawkwind, Magic Michael and Friends, Lady June, if you remember her Linguistic Leprosy album, which I don't have anymore. And here is an anthology of British blues, and it has the Dharma Blues Band, which was Dave Brock's band before Hawkwind. And I believe this is something very similar, if not just a different issue of that. I don't really This has the Savoy Brown Blues Band, John Mayall, blah blah blah, Dharma Blues Band. Well, that's on RCA actually. And then this is limited of 300. This was a like a tribute double album. Put out whatever, so there's no Hawkwind content other than they're covering the Hawkwind songs. Very limited edition, only 300. We move on to Dave Brock solos, which I believe that's his first solo there on Flick Knife, Earth to the Ground. And Dave Brock, Agents and the Agents of Chaos album on Flick Knife. And we move on to Robert Calvert. Lucky Leaf, oh, I'm sorry, Captain, Lockheed, and the Starfighters. And this is the gatefold version. It's got the silver printing and the raised printing. And it has the booklet with the lyrics. And this is great, great package because it has the printed inner sleeve with the logo. And so this is an early issue, if not the first, of that. And this looks like a reissue where it's just a single US release, and it doesn't open up, it doesn't have all the fancy stuff on it. Lucky Leaf and the Longships. Another Calvert solo. This opens up to UA. It's on UA, United Artists. No fancy inner stuff, but it's got a nice, clean, glossy cover. You can tell that. That's pretty nice. And Robert Calvert Freak, which came out in the early 80s. It's kind of like a mini album. Not my favorite, but it's okay. And another one that's not my favorite is the Test Tube Conceived on Demi Monde. So, I'm not crazy about the last few Robert Calvert. They're okay, I listen to them. Not my favorite though. Okay, we're moving on to more Hawkwind former member solos, and this is, we move on to Nick Turner with this oddity, Big Amongst Sheep, on Rock Solid Records, which he's a guest on. Doesn't look like there's any of his songs on there. And then the, of course, the now rare, kind of rare, Sphinx album on Charisma. And this one has the booklet that comes with it. That was from like 78. And what used to be, probably still is, the super rare Imperial Pompadours, which has Calvert on it too. If I make a mistake here, please correct me. This is a great album. I recommend you hunt this down. Inner City Unit. I don't think these are in any specific order. The Maximum Effect. It's a great album by Inner City Unit. They can't be in any order because the first one's not first here. Punkadelic, Inner City Unit. It's kind of a slap together. It's like songs. They redid some songs off the first album, Pass Out, and there's like a 45, two sides of a 45 and a 7-inch, and some newer stuff. Good album though, pretty good. President's Tapes, pretty good album. It's got like this die cuts for like a cassette. Let's see, they are on Flick Knife. I don't think there's any difference in those two releases. Inner City Unit. I believe this is the Blood and Bone. Yeah, the Blood and Bone, which I love. This is one of my favorite Inner City Unit records, the Blood and Bone EP. Here's Pass Out, which is kind of difficult to find, especially in this condition. It's near immaculate. Another version, probably the same release. Lloyd-Langton, not really crazy about time, space, and LLG, and I don't have many Lloyd-Langton records. I have a few CDs. Here's the first Widowmaker, and I don't know what it sounds like because it's still sealed. So if you want to make me an offer, send me a blank check for this rarity, go at it. Alan Davey, the solo Alan Davey, the only Alan Davey record in here is the Bedouin. It's like a promo of whatever the Bedouin release was. And then we got a bunch of Motorheads, the live EP, Ace of Spades with this is the Santa cover where he's giving the finger, Ace of Spades. And I believe this is the Motorhead, I don't know, Beer Drinkers, da-da-da. I think that's probably colored vinyl. Yep, big deep blue vinyl. Iron Fist, I believe that's the album that came out in '82. No Sleep Till Hammersmith LP on bronze polygram. Motorhead Ace of Spades is probably the US release. I can't tell by looking at it. Anyway, Ace of Spades, pretty good album. Motorhead, this is... Anyway, Motorhead, their first British album. Nice. Bomber, UK release, early bronze Polydor. Should be in really nice shape, because I got it new. And then we move on to Michael Moorcock and the Deep Fix, the one that I am always very proud of owning. The Deep Fix, New World's Fair, has the printed inner sleeve showing his books, copies of his books, and this is on the UA, I believe it was very limited release, UA United Artists, and I feel something shaking around in here, and it's a copy of Laughter of Carthage by Michael Moorcock, some little leaflet. Anyway, this is in really nice shape, glossy cover, one of my favorites in the entire collection, New World's Fair, love it. And High Tide, I believe it's Simon House, Pete Padley, Tony Hill, and this is a reissue. This is a, some of these look ugly because of the plastic sleeves, but pretty good shape. High Tide, Sea Shanties, reissue. Not particularly rare. And then we get to the end of the 12 inches, and I'm done, and we have the Steve Swindles. Looks like a promo. Steve Swindles has Hugh Lloyd-Langton, Nick Potter, and Simon King. It's kind of, I don't know, I really haven't given this much. I did play it a few times. It's kind of more popish, but some people seem to really like it. And I think that's the end of the 12 inch. Thanks for watching. It's been great showing off to you.